Every journey begins with a single step. For Imani, that step was leaving her small village and stepping into the bustling heart of Nairobi. The city was a world of possibilities, both good and bad. And she was determined to make her mark, no matter what challenges lay ahead. At the university, Imani quickly became known for her intelligence and determination. She balanced her studies with part-time work, always striving to make her family proud. But Nairobi was a city of distractions, and soon, those distractions began to pull her in. The city didn't sleep, and neither did its temptations. One night, Imani found herself invited to a party by a group of classmates. The music, the laughter, the lights. It was a world so different from her own, and she couldn't resist stepping into it just for a little while. But the night had more in store for Imani than just music and fun. Among the revelers was a man who noticed her, someone who saw more than just a pretty face. He introduced himself as Sam, a wealthy businessman with connections in high places. He offered her more than just a night of fun. He offered her a taste of the good life. Sam was everything Imani had never known. Wealthy, connected, and dangerously attractive. He invited her to join him at an exclusive event the following weekend. It was an opportunity she couldn't ignore. But deep down, she knew there was more at stake than just a night out. As the days passed, Imani found herself increasingly torn. The university was demanding, but so was the allure of the life Sam offered. Her grades began to slip, and the once clear path to success became blurred. The city had a hold on her, and the more she resisted, the tighter its grip became. One evening, after another night out with Sam, Imani stumbled upon something she wasn't meant to see. A briefcase filled with money, hard drugs and human body parts, and some cutlasses. Questions flooded her mind. Who was Sam really? And what was she getting herself into? She knew she had to leave, but as she turned to walk away, Sam appeared in the shadows. Going somewhere, he asked, his voice calm but with an edge that sent chills down her spine. She had a choice to make, and it was one that would change everything. Imani stood frozen in the shadows, her heart pounding as Sam's eyes bore into her. What are you doing here? You are safe. Trust me. But if you ever talk about this, there will be consequences. He warned. Imani felt a chill run down her spine. She decided to leave the garage and report everything to the authorities. But as she turned to leave, Sam's hand grabbed her arm. Are you sure you want to do that? He asked with a chilling calmness. Sam warned her not to make any attempt to report to the authorities. Young and scared, Imani listened and obeyed Sam's order. Imani left and went back to her apartment, sitting lonely outside and thinking about how she will get herself out of Sam's mess. A few days later, with lots of threats from Sam and plenty of sexual abuses, Imani became so desperate to leave the city, knowing how dangerous it is and how Sam's network had been watching her. Just as Imani thought she was trapped and alone, a sudden figure emerged from the shadows. Rita, an old friend from the village who had moved to Nairobi after Imani has been communicating with her on phone but warned her not to inform her family and the authorities. You're not alone, Rita whispered urgently. We need to get out of here and find help. With Rita's help, Imani and Rita devised a quick plan to escape the city. They needed to be careful, as Sam's network of criminals was vast and dangerous. As they quietly made their way out of Imani's apartment, Imani couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. As Imani and Rita reached the street, they noticed a black SUV parked nearby. The vehicle's dark windows hid its occupants, but Imani felt an eerie sense that they were being watched. The city was no longer a place of opportunity. As they fled through the city streets, Imani's phone rang. I see you've managed to escape, his voice sneered, but do not think you are safe. Desperate to find safety, Imani and Rita sought refuge in an old, abandoned building. They needed to regroup and figure out their next move. As they hid in the darkness, Imani's mind raced. The threat was far from over. Just as they began to catch their breath, a noise from the building's entrance sent a chill down their spines. To their shock, the door swung open to reveal a familiar face. John, a former colleague of Imani's. I heard about the trouble you're in, John said, his voice urgent. I've been following you guys for the past few hours just to help, John said. Meanwhile, I already informed the authorities. I really want Sam and his men down. As they took a moment to catch their breath, a chilling message arrived on Imani's phone. You can't run forever. We're coming for you. The message was clear. Danger was closer than they thought. As the situation reached a critical point, the authorities arrived at Imani's safe house. We've traced Sam's location. The officers informed them. We're ready to take him down. John followed them. Even when the police officers advised him not to, he said he needs to avenge his late girlfriend that was murdered by Sam. The battle was fierce and chaotic, with both sides fighting fiercely. In the midst of the clash, John fought valiantly, but was tragically lost. As everything settled, the police had successfully captured Sam, dismantling his criminal operation once and for all. The victory came with a heavy heart, as John's bravery and sacrifice were deeply felt by everyone involved. With the battle won, they honored John's memory and looked forward to new beginnings. With the city safe and their bond strengthened, Imani went back to the university, balancing her studies with work and daily challenges. She spent long nights studying, often sacrificing her social life to stay on track. As Imani approached the final stages of her education, she found a balance between her academic responsibilities and personal life. She connected with other students and began to enjoy the city's offerings in moderation. On graduation day, Imani stood tall, her heart full of pride. Every struggle, every sacrifice had led to this moment. With her degree in hand, she stepped into a future she had fought for.